Alrighty, we are back. Got a little bit of a different video to do today. From one of my previous videos, I don't know which one, I had a company hit me up and ask me if I wanted to test out some of their LED globes. H4 LED globes. So I told them, yeah, I'll give that a crack for sure. So they've sent me out a set of globes for free to test out, which is pretty cool. Now the brand is called AUXITO. I've never ran LEDs before, so it'll be interesting for me. I'm not really usually a fan of LEDs. I like the old school halogen look on the roads. But yeah, I was keen to give them a test and see how they go. So there's the specs on them. Not sure if the camera's going to pick it up because of the reflection. But it's saying the colour temperature on them is 6000 K, operating temperature between 40 and 176 degrees, that's Fahrenheit degrees, with an operating life of 50,000 hours. So, and they're made of aviation aluminium. So, and that's the model number just there. I don't know if the camera's going to focus, but they're the 9003 H4 HB2 model. Now I have fitted LEDs in the past to an XR6. It was the grey one that I got registered in one of my previous videos, and they were a bit of a pain because I know you get different styles of LEDs. Some of them have like a aluminium wire strap on the back for cooling. Some have like cooling, I don't know, fins on them because they do get pretty warm. So it'll be interesting to see how these ones keep cool. And I know you can have a little bit of trouble trying to get them to actually stay in the headlight housing with the way some of them are designed. So hopefully this style might work in the car without any real drama. The only ones I have seen that are really good are the Nava ones, which I took a set out of a car, but they fitted really well into the headlight itself. So it'll be interesting to see how these ones go. Let's open them up and have a look. Alrighty, got the trusty razor blade. So let's open them up and see what we got going on. I'll just cut across here. I'm doing this with one hand, so bear with me. That's them. Get the cover off. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. So you get a pair of gloves in there. That's pretty cool. As we all know, it's not good to touch your halogen globes with your fingertips, so I guess they're for removing your old ones maybe. But I'll wear those even putting these ones in. So yeah, you get your gloves on top, which is a pretty cool little kooky thing. Instruction book here, we'll go through that in a sec. And there's the globes themselves. So that's it there. Wow, it feels really good quality, good build. Yeah, really nice quality actually. Aluminium housing, full body. There's your H4 connector. And this is the style that looks like it will go just nicely in the XR6. Yeah, I've seen some that have different things hanging off the back to keep them cool, but this has the fan on the inside, which is going to be a handy little addition, so long as that fits into the actual housing itself, which I think it will. So yeah, it'd be cool to test them out and see how they go. So I'm just having a look through the manual, just having a quick flick, and it's got very detailed instructions on how to fit each type of globe that they sell. So you've got your H5, H4s, H7s, and there's nice little illustrations for each type of globe. So pretty handy, very cool. Now before I go throwing them in the car, I would like to just get like a bit of recording on the halogen globes that are in there now, so we can do a comparison, just to see how much better these are at night time. Now I don't have LED high beam globes in there, which are, I'm pretty sure are H7 from memory. I've just got the halogen ones in, so we'll just do the testing on the H4, which is just going to be the normal low beam headlight. I do have some LED wedge bulbs, which I'll chuck in for parkers as well. So we've got LED parkers and headlights. But yeah, we won't be able to test out the high beam. But that's cool, because mostly drove around with the low beam on anyway. Alrighty, so we're in the shed now, obviously. And I found an old XR6 headlight that we can test fit these globes to, rather than try and test fit them in the car. So we'll find out if they're going to work here without having to piss fart around. The reason of that is in the car they can be very tight to get your hand down in between the battery and the headlight on the driver's side, and on the passenger side you've got the airbox in your way. And the little clips on the back of the lights can be a bit of a pain getting these in and out of. So especially if you want to make sure they're clipped in once you put new globes in, especially if you want to make sure they're clipped in properly, having the airbox and the battery out just gives you a lot better access. Now in the BFs, these are the lights that come in the car. So you've got your H7, which is your high beam. This little one, surprisingly, is the high beam. That goes in your small reflector. And it's a H7 globe, which has a little adapter on the back. So this is the actual bit that plugs into the harness behind the headlight. And the H7 just plugs into here. So this is just like a adapter to make a H7 light work for this car, because that's just a generic size globe which will fit a lot of different cars. So that plugs in there just like that, and that's what you'll pull out of your headlight when you go to change these. So you might think that that's all one whole assembly. It's actually not, it's two. You've got your light actually plugged into that adapter, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And then your low beam, which is your normal headlight, runs off just a standard H4 globe, which is this guy. So it's held in by these three prongs, and usually a clip on the back which just holds them in. Sometimes the clips can be flimsy, but in the genuine lights they're pretty good, but in aftermarket stuff not so great. So, but yeah, that's your standard low beam headlight. Now I've already got some LED wedge bulb or wedge type bulbs to replace that with. So like I said before, I don't really use LEDs, but I use these in other sort of lights, like number plate lights especially. I like them nice and bright. So I've got this style here, which is basically the same thing, but it's just a surface mount LED. As you can see, the little yellow thing, that's an actual LED. And it's just got these tabs here which slot into the exact same the exact same way that this factory one would. It's just got little pins, connectors on there. But I'm going to run these ones here. So these are a wedge style, same as the factory one, but they're an LED, as you can see there. So it's a nice copy or reproduction of what is usually in there. And these throw out a nice even light. So do those as well. But these are really nice. So I'll chuck these in and we'll see how they go. Now I'm trying to do all this with one hand, but first look at these is they're very similar in size. All the dimensions are the same. They are a bit bulkier as far as the body of them, but as far as installation, hopefully they'll just plug straight in. And there's the fan there, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the fan on the inside there. So that's pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see how loud that is when they're powered on. But yeah, let's spin the headlight around and hopefully they'll just plug straight in. Let's have a look. Alrighty, just spun the light around. As you can see here, I'll try and get it. So these are just the little clips that hold the lights in. They're pretty loose now because there's no light in there, but they sort of just work off spring or tension. It's like a sprung piece of steel. So we'll get a globe and hopefully they will fit in. Whoa, come on, baby. It's very tight. I'm going to have to put, oh no, it went in. There it is. Just try and get that to stay there. Yep, it's slotted in there beautifully actually. Look at that. Perfect. And so yeah, this just springs, as you can see, it's got tension on the light there. And you just got these little tabs which just have to get clipped in there. There's one. And this is the bit that can be a bit of a pain when you're trying to get your hand in between the battery and the airbox. So there it is, it fits in there beautifully. Awesome direct replacement, plug and play sort of deal. You can see the little clip there, well the spring steel is just clipped into that little hook there, and one down the bottom there as well. So that's perfect. So now you have a seal, the dust seal, which goes over the top of that. And this is sometimes the issue, getting the LEDs to work with this dust seal in place as well. You need this seal on because it keeps water out of the light and dust as well. So I'll get this on, it just pushes on, it's just a rubber seal. But the inner part, which is this bit here, needs to sit over the globe, so it's a fully sealed enclosure. And with some LEDs that you get, that's not possible. Some of them have a wire that comes out, a single wire with a plug. So yeah, these are awesome. These are going to work exactly like the standard H4 bulb, which is pretty cool. And there it is with the dust seal fitted. So they're a direct replacement. So that dust seal is now airtight. You can't get water in there. Well, not airtight, but watertight. Water won't get in through the back here, and it won't get in through the outside. I know people leave these off just so they can run the light, some people, but you do need this seal on. So it's pretty crucial, especially if you want to look after your headlights, because any crap that gets in there, inside here, you won't be able to get it out. I've just sat the H7 in there just to give you an idea of how that sits. So there's the adapter hanging off the back, and your factory plug just plugs straight into that. And that works the same way with the same sort of spring steel clip hook thing, as you can see there. But yeah, plug and play. Now we just need to test them out. But yeah, can confirm they are a direct replacement globe. So just a plug and play deal. No piss farting around. So that's how they're going to sit in the headlight. It's a good thing they're a pretty cool looking bit of gear, because it is a bulky unit. Let's hope they throw out some light. Pretty cool. Obviously we just don't have the park light in there. Alright, just at the car now, and as you can see, that's how much room you've got in the car to get your hand in and change the one at the airbox. And because of this little clip here, you cut up the back of your hand pretty nicely. Bit of a pain. You can do it, it can be done definitely, but yeah, it's just easier to take it out. 3 8mm bolts and maybe a 7mm hose clamp. Take 5 minutes, if that, to get it out. And same thing on the driver's side where the battery is. Can be done again, but yeah, just easier if you just take the battery out. It's a 13mm bolt, 2 10mm terminals, and it just pulls straight out. Easy, because yeah, it's pretty tight. But again, it can be done. But I'm just going to grab some tools, rip the airbox out, the battery out, put the globes in. I'm not going to film it because it's just, I've done all that before. But yeah, we'll get them in and we'll test them out. So I'm just at the back of the headlight now. And as you can see here, here's the plug on the back of the H4. You've got 2 little clips. There's one on this side and one on the other side. You've just got to squeeze those and then the plug will come off. If you don't squeeze them, a lot of people grab the plug and just try and reef it off and it just won't come off. You just got to squeeze those tabs in and then wiggle it and it'll come straight off. Easy. I've got one in. That's the difference between the two. So on the driver's side is the new LED with the LED park light, and that's the old school halogen in the passenger side. So that's the difference during the day. So we'll get the other one in. Then all we need to do is test them. So there we go, they're all installed, looking pretty good. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the fans are quiet as. They sound like little PC fans for your computer. Very quiet, a lot quieter than some of the older ones that I've heard in the past. Very cool. Alrighty, so it's obviously a few hours later now, as you can see. Where I live is a back street, so there's no street lights at all. It's nice and dark, so I thought I'll come out and test out the factory lights. So these are the H4s, the halogens that are in there now. So that's them lighting up the street signs. So we'll just test them out and we'll compare the two. And here we are with our LEDs. So that's our parkers. And that's our LEDs. And now this is from outside the car. It's a bit windy, so I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick up my voice or not, but we'll just flick the headlights on. So that's parkers and headlights. We're back home now, gave them a good test. They are a massive improvement on the candles that were in here originally. So yeah, I think I'll be leaving them in, which is quite surprising because yeah, I've always been against LEDs. I've always been a halogen guy, like I said, but you can't deny that they're just way better. They really are. So yeah, pretty stoked. Very happy. So there we have it. Turns out they're a direct replacement for the Falcon headlights. Plug and play deal. And yeah, compared to the original globes, they are a huge difference. So yeah, if you're into LEDs and want to improve your headlights, highly recommend these, AUXITO. And yeah, big thanks to them for offering to send these out to me. Really appreciate that. So I'm going to keep them in the car and see how they go. Like I said before, I usually run halogens, so this will be a first for me. And yeah, I will end up ordering those H7s and run the high beams as well, just so it's the complete set, because that's going to mess with me. But yeah, awesome. Thanks again, AUXITO. Highly recommend them. Check them out. But yeah, AUXITO, thank you again for sending them out to me. Really appreciate it. And yeah, check them out.